Child, how did that feel? Relaxing? Intimate, right?
I would think that a child would need some time in the middle. As a child, I felt like I needed silence.
A bit more space, yes. Some people might find it a bit intrusive.
Yeah, and I was literally, she was going really fast, and I'm like, oh, that's a house. Oh, is that a window?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a house.
Stop!
A little bit sensitive, but not overload.
Yeah.
But it's an exercise to make you overlearn it, to practice it, yeah? Any other experiences?
Too much praise is not very
Too much praise is not very nice. Okay, tell me more. Yeah, okay, maybe you're commenting a little bit too much. Then. Maybe you should.
No, and when you have a lot of praise, at a certain point it becomes unrealistic.
Yeah, it becomes I was actually saying comment rather than necessarily praise. Just describe.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe 2 or 3 comments a minute, not 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think the reason my mom commented helped me complete a whole picture.
Yeah.
And like,
Okay.
yeah, it felt really comfortable. That's why.
Okay, people will differ. Some will feel uncomfortable at first, but usually you find that people will want to draw something nice. Their creativity, the complexity of the picture will get better. Okay, so now this lady is going to be happy because we're going to change who is the parent and who is the child. Okay, switch. But after 60 seconds, the child is allowed to get a bit naughty. Okay? Throw things a little bit. Not big time, but a little bit of naughty. A little bit of tearing up the paper, okay?
And the mom is going to be mean.
So the mum starts off being nice, yeah? The child then misbehaves. So 60 seconds good behaviour, child. Then get a bit naughty, yeah? Mum normally says stop, but you don't. This time you don't. You turn your attention away, okay? Just turn your attention away. Child, you can go on being naughty for a bit, but then after 60 seconds of the child being naughty, I want the child to stop being naughty, okay? But then I want, like a searchlight, I want mother to come back, having ignored the bad behaviour, and just to say, oh, you're doing it again. As soon as the child, so out of the corner of your eye as a parent, you keep an eye on the child. Once they stop being naughty, you come back and say, oh, how nice, you're doing fine. So it's almost as if the bad behaviour did not happen, okay? That's a bit different from the way I was brought up.
Yeah.
But this is minor naughty. It's not putting your fingers into the plug. It's not hitting your brother or sister. This is just little bits of silly behaviour. Okay? So I want to recap. So you've switched round. Child, 60 seconds good. 60 seconds naughty or thereabouts. As soon as the child is naughty, parent, ignore. Keep the corner of your eye. And once the child is behaving again, back with the attention and the love. Okay? Off you go. What was it like to be ignored?
I was like, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'll go back to drawing again.
Yeah.
Okay.
That didn't annoy her.
No, I didn't.
Well, you know, different people have different experiences. What was it like being ignored?
I was seeking her attention. I was very happy when she came back.
You were happy when she came back. Yeah. Anybody else have that experience?
Yeah, I was happy when she came back, but I wanted her attention.
Yes.
Me, I was trying.
Yes. Yes.
She wasn't giving.
But yeah, exactly. She wasn't giving it for the bad behavior.
Yeah, I even put like ripped it up in her face and threw it, and she didn't look at me.
She didn't let go.
Yes.
So you were a good ignorer.
Yeah.
And then how was it when she came back? Was that good?
Yes.
I have a question about this. Sometimes when this situation occurs in front of other people, and the child is doing some new things, and the mother is turning back and not doing the other people are starting to say, why is
Yeah, what a bad mother.
not
Yeah.
interfering, she's not, she's a bad mother, she's not
In public is a bit different. If you're with friends, you can explain. But we'll come back to in public because it's a bit difficult sometimes. You might need to give a consequence. If you do that, then you're going to bed early or whatever it will be. In public is a little harder if they don't know what you're doing. Because there's a lot of shame around naughty children. A lot of shame. Okay, so we're saying the attention was quite important. It's such a basic, almost Mickey Mouse idea that we need attention, isn't it? But, so the animal ethologists say that obviously if you're a baby and you're ignored by your mother, if you don't have her attention, you could die in the desert or something like that. So it is good for evolution and staying alive to have your parents' attention. But I think what is interesting is that children, if they are not getting positive attention, it is better to have negative attention than nothing. So, and you can get into these cycles in these families. You know, I see lots of families, you stop seeing the good in your child, say, oh, do stop that, Stephen. Oh, for goodness sake, eat properly. All the attention is the negative attention. There's not much positive attention. And that is how it has become. So the child feels bad. The parent often feels shame. It's a big thing. We don't talk about shame much in psychiatry, but it is a big thing. So let me just tell you how many charities there are in England for autism: 5, anorexia 6 or 7, naughty children 0. Because if you're a member of Parliament in our wonderful Big Ben, and your child has autism now, so you say, this is terrible, I want services for my child. If they're wasting away from anorexia, you say, this is terrible, I want more money for services. But if their child is selling drugs on the street or taking his key and ruining the beautiful paint on the Mercedes, they shut up. It's shameful, isn't it? So a lot of your...
Because they identify with behavior as being their own failure.
They think it's a failure of parenting, and that is the case. So in my African patients, they say, if a child is naughty, it's because the father isn't beating them enough. Yeah. So it is shameful. So what does that mean for how we should treat your parents, your patients, when they come in? Yeah. They're going to feel pretty bad about themselves. Embarrassed. Rubbish.
The guilt feeling.
So we need to be sort of understand. And quite often, of course, there is genetics. Some kids are naturally more ADHD and sparky and difficult, irritable. So sometimes they will be able to manage one child, okay? But this child is more difficult. So then you can say, look, it may not be just your parenting, but the parenting is the way out, is the solution. If you have a child with polio and shriveled legs, it's not your fault, but you parent them differently. You bring them in a wheelchair, you make the bedroom downstairs. So the parenting can be the solution, even if it isn't the cause. But it may be somewhat of the cause. So I think that's terribly important. Right. So now I want you to get together in 4s, if you can. 2 twos of your 2s. Yeah? And I want the following. I want a parent with 2 children, and I want a professional who's going to coach the parent, okay? Just keep the parent, because it's going to be difficult. Now for you, the parent, you've got 2 children, it's tough. I want you to divide your attention. Maybe, as you say, maybe 2 comments a minute or 3, not too much, not a machine gun. You've got to look after both children, yeah? But beforehand, I want one of the children to start being naughty after 60 seconds again. And the parent, I want you to redouble your attention to the good child.
Sorry? Double the attention to the good
The good child, yes. Oh, you're so good. I really like it when you're good. And you can start using some emotional coaching. It's tough when your child is, your sister or brother is so difficult, isn't it? I love the way you're keeping calm. You can do well done for you, not being like them. And again, same thing, ignore the other child, but then, like before, come back. But it's a bit harder this time because you've got 2 kids. Okay, and I want the helper just to make sure that the parent is doing this right, okay? There's questions before you start. Let's see.
I was very angry when Mom mentioned to my sister, and I felt that I'm not seen, so I tried to...
You escalate.
Yes. Then I gave up. And I shouted at Mom.
Yeah. Good.
And I realized suddenly that I really ignored her because I'm giving attention to more than a good child.
The good child, yes.
She started to attract my attention by words about the school which I couldn't believe. And she tried to say that she was good at school. I still didn't believe and asked her sister to ask tomorrow if she was like that or not. And then she started to attract attention in another way that she can do something good. And the good thing is that her sister involved her in the act, and she encouraged her. It wasn't me. Yes, it wasn't me.
It's Monday. Sorry?
It's not that I felt the kid, but he's not being
Well, the whole point to learn is that if they escalate badly, hitting, then you have a consequence, which we'll discuss this afternoon. But actually, it becomes rather boring, because kids are very good at getting their parents' attention. They press the button, you look fat, Mum, you know, or... Excellent. And they see your expression, and they see steam coming out of your eyes. Yes! I did it! Result! So kids are very good at it. But equally...
I told her, I hate you and I wouldn't go to the school.
Yeah, fantastic. Good stuff. Because she wants you to go to school to do well. And when you do observational studies in families, children watch their parents maybe 40% of the time, but when their sister is talking to the parents, they watch them about 80% of the time.
Yeah.
They are seeing if the other brother or sister is getting a love. I don't know why, it's just biologically wired. So, now maybe you think this is manipulative, I don't know, but you're trying to keep control. Because you do need to love all your children equally, but I would say differently. Because we have the usual expression is I bring all my children up the same. But in a way, we should be proud to bring the children up a bit differently, according to their needs. One might need to run around outside, one might need to read a story. So, you get the point about how, even in a silly little role play, it can feel, you can start feeling that this is one technique for dealing with misbehavior rather than saying, stop it right now. For small, minor stuff, you can ignore and then come back. Because children do really want the attention, don't they? Nearly all children do, it's interesting. Should we have 10 minutes coffee break, tea break? Because then we go from 12 to 1. So we stop. When should we start again? 11 o'clock or?
11. Move to break for 15 minutes.
15 minutes break.
صلح